Let's get all sorted. I'm James.
And I'm Jeff. Hey, James, if Donald Trump wins the election, would you move north to Canada?
Well, we already live in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
As always, if you want to check out links to everything we're talking about today, head over to breakingdads.com.
Breakingdads.com?
Breakingdads.com. You can also leave comments there or find Jeff on Twitter.
I'm at Still Sorting. And if you like what we're doing, please let someone else know about our podcast. Spread the word however you can. It'd be awesome to see somebody rent an airplane to do some skywriting with breakingdads.com.
Oh, yeah.
We're all sorted.
That would be good. If you like what you're doing, keep doing it.
Yes.
As always.
James is always concerned about what you're doing.
Yeah. So what is this week all about?
Well, this week, this whole episode is inspired by the 15,000 Americans that hit up Canada's citizenship and immigration website as the Super Tuesday primary results rolled in. Or rather, I guess the few Americans that took to Twitter to declare hashtag why I could never be Canadian. There was a lot of talk of the frozen north scaring people away, and as a Canadian and a fan of Lego, I tend to like the frozen north, especially in brick form. So today we present to you a look at Lego Arctic, with a sprinkling of Canadian facts thrown in for no other reason than Canadians don't brag enough.
Like about the fact that we all have to carry road flares to keep away the polar bears all the time. Like when I take my kids to school, it's a threat.
That's only in That's only in Churchill, Manitoba.
It is.
Okay, so let's start with Lego, because apparently this is a Lego podcast.
Oh.
So I feel like that's a good place
to start. Yeah.
So Lego made its first trip up north in 1986 when they released 4 Technic sets grouped around an Arctic sub-theme. These were the first sets to include the Technic figs, which is nice.
They're cool.
So they had posable people that you could play with, perhaps.
Technic.
I got stuck on the letter P. I don't know what that was.
With nice pecs.
Well,
Pecnics.
now I'm worried about what you're doing with your Technic figs.
They're very cool. I like those little guys.
The builds themselves are in that very classic boxy Technic designs. Then they all had the ability to build an alternate model. And I mean, they look like Technic from 86.
They do.
Big, they're blocky, and they had moving parts. And they look kind of cool and kind of off, but kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah, I like them, but I don't know why I do. I just do.
I think the one set that throws me off the most is 8680 Arctic Rescue Base. I can't figure out what's going on here. We say that often about Lego sets, but this one, so you build a base. I only know it's a base from the name of the set. And if I was going to explore the Arctic and they said to me, hey, we're going to send you this base to keep you safe, I'd say I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
How many months to the next plane back down? Because I'm going to...
It's like, oh, thank you for that open rectangle. That sounds fantastic.
Ooh, cozy.
The other thing that strikes me as really odd about this particular Arctic exploration trip, none of the included figures have any sort of cold weather clothing.
Well, they do have summer in the Arctic.
Right, but it's
for about 5 minutes.
It also gets rather cold at night.
It does.
Yes.
This is a very, very, very brief summer.
All I know is it appears to be a doomed operation from the start. I feel sorry for those Technic figs. They were the first Technic figs, and they will be remembered as their frozen corpses remain unsullied for generations to come.
Is it that long, or with Arctic with the warming? Global warming happening.
That's true.
They might be floating down here anytime. We're going to be finding them.
Or polar bears.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's Lego. But now we need to move on to random Canadian fact time. So, James, let's see how well you know your country. I'm going to give you 4 facts.
Okay.
And you need to tell me which one is a true fact.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Number 1. Canada consumes more macaroni and cheese than any other nation on Earth. Fact 2. Basketball was invented by a Canadian. Fact 3. Wood Buffalo National Park in Alberta and the Northwest Territories is bigger than Denmark or Switzerland. Fact 4. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the Earth combined.
while those all sound very probable, I was researching for our Epic Gumdrop podcast this week on sports.
Yeah.
You didn't know this. And I was researching on basketball. So I read too much about the history of basketball and know that it was, in fact, invented by a Canadian who was living in the States.
Yep.
He moved to the States in, I think, his 20s. Was it James Nesbitt?
Naismith.
Naismith.
Yeah.
And enjoyed widely there for some time before it became into a organized sport.
Okay, you are correct. That is a fact.
That's the only fact I know this week.
So are all of the rest of them.
Had I not been researching that, I would have been, there was that little thing. We're very proud of that in Canada. So there is a weird Canadian commercial info thing that reminds us that basketball was invented by a Canadian.
Yes, we have a heritage moment on TV.
Yeah.
But no, every single one of those facts was true.
Okay.
Yes.
They do sound highly probable.
Yes, it is amazing how much macaroni and cheese we consume.
The lakes
as a
I
nation.
thought sounded probable, but then I thought, well, maybe Russia. But I mean, we have more fresh water than anybody else.
59% of the world's fresh water.
Yeah, which is why we're going to get invaded soon.
There's a whole comic based on the fact that America invades Canada for our water.
It's not improbable.
No.
Please.
And our only defense is to
our
go.
Lego.
Our only defense is to sit there and go, "Hey, come on, eh?
You want some mac cheese?
We shared a water, eh?
We gave you basketball. What more do you want?"
Canada.
All right, so back to Lego.
Okay, so after Lego's first trip up north, it took them 14 more years to defrost and get ready for the next trip.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But they'd be back to exploring the frozen wilds in the year 2000 with Lego Town Arctic. This gave us 8 sets, so double the sets from the Technic line. And animals would play a big part in the line. On the upside, this gave us some awesome polar bears. On the downside, they also included blue spiders and orange scorpions that were frozen in the ice. Now, I'm no biologist, but orange scorpions living in the Arctic?
Yeah, I can't even imagine when the world was Pangea if that was a. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, first off, aren't scorpions cold-blooded?
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt their survival. And then also, as a survival technique, being a high contrast color to all of your surroundings.
Well, I think this is the pretendy assumption that at that time this was some subtropical place, and then it became the Arctic, and then it froze.
That's an interesting theory. I like that.
But I mean, again, blue spiders and orange scorpions, did those exist back in the whatever Mesozoic?
Yes.
Whatever. Ozoic time period? Doubtful. So I don't know, Lego. You guys stop doing history.
I don't know if it was sciencey. I think it was.
No, that's
I think
more awesome-y.
Or hey, we've got these molds.
Will also fit with their color scheme because there was a lot of blues and oranges used in the Arctic theme. So they were like, "Ooh, what can we do that's thematic?" I've got it: blue spiders and orange scorpions.
I feel like this is the original designer was like, "Ooh, let's do these other new molds. We can do foxes and rabbits," and then the higher up said,
"No,
we'll give you spiders and scorpions."
Okay.
You could also use snakes, and they're like, "No, that's ridiculous."
Seals?
Yes.
No. We might give you polar bears.
We'd have to wait for the Friends line to get all of those.
Yeah, it's true.
Notable sets from this line includes 6575 Polar Base. This is 441 pieces, and this is what an Arctic base should look like to me. I love that it's got a sloping A-frame design for the two buildings, so they can combat the high winds up there.
And the roof doesn't collapse from the snow.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It actually looks like they thought, hey, we want our minifigs to survive this time. We're not paying for all those funerals like we did last time. And the other thing I love is when you look at the buildings, they're doing some serious science. They've got like an X-ray building to put the crystals that they dig up, because that's, I guess, what they're doing, digging up scorpions and spiders.
And they're gonna take their DNA and replicate them, and we're gonna have Scorpion Park.
Scorpion Park. Not a lot of people going to that.
I've been pitching that for decades.
The worst, the worst part is the petting zoo at Scorpion Park.
It's terrible.
The other set that I really like from this is 6579 Ice Surfer. This is a small 43-piece set that gives you a ice surfer, which is basically it's like a sailboat, but it goes on the ice.
Yeah.
Now, there's two things I know about this. One, this seems like a really impractical vehicle for scientific exploration. Like, I don't know if this was really for them to go do some like, hey, go across that ice flow
Well, when
on
they're
this.
done doing science, they want to be radical.
I think that's more what it is. It's like, I won't go on this trip unless you give me some recreational activity that could kill me.
It's true.
And they're like, we got it.
Dude, I'm done my engineering for the day. Let's go out and let's go do some windsurfing on the ice. Seems safe.
Oh, yeah.
Leave the helmets.
Come on, Poochie, let's go. Yeah. The other thing I know about this set is I somehow own this set, which is odd. I have the pieces for it still. And I distinctly remember buying it from a Shoppers Drug Mart in my early 20s on a whim. I'd completely forgotten about
Was
that.
this like you were a college student, you went to the pub, and then on the way home were like, I need some Lego.
I think I just wandered into a Shoppers Drug Mart, went down the toy aisle, and like, oh, look, Lego. And it's like, okay, I'll buy this. It's cheap enough. It's ridiculous.
I like the kind of accusatory tone you say to her. The negative, fine, I'll buy this. Cheap enough. Ugly looking, whatever.
I thought, I don't know.
It is kind of cool. It doesn't make any sense.
No. And I didn't all of my Lego was back at my parents' house. I had no need for it.
No.
But even then I knew that I had to have it.
Yeah.
And so
You're like,
I do.
They didn't have the sled dogs for you, so you'll take the.
Yeah, I don't know if I have all the pieces, but I definitely have the sail and the frame for the sail. I don't have the minifig though. I have no idea what happened to that.
Aw.
I know, sad. Anyway, I completely forgot about that until I started researching this, and I was like, hey. Now, this is Lego in the year 2000, and lest we forget what Lego was like in the year 2000, let's take a quick look at the Lego Arctic pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is part of the Series 2 pens, because I guess Series 1 was so successful. And this allowed you to build your own pen if you were the type of person who could be satisfied by stacking not quite Lego pieces on top of one another to form the back of a pen.
Okay.
I'm sure they were fine pens, but I just don't quite get how this is Lego.
No.
In any way.
No.
I don't know. The less said about this, the better.
So we'll hold your hand up and avoid the glare.
Let's just move on. If someone out there has these pens and says that they're awesome, hey, let me know, because pens.
Yeah, pens.
Anyway, let's move on from pens and get back to Canadian trivia.
The only thing more exciting than pens.
Canadian trivia.
Okay. So what do you got for me?
Okay, you ready, James?
I am.
So in 2007, the CBC, that's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that you and I own as Canadians. Yes. And we pay our taxes to have. They conducted an online poll to identify Canada's greatest invention. Okay. Now I'm going to give you 6 Canadian inventions, and I need you to put them in order from greatest to least greatest as voted by your fellow Canadians.
Oh.
Okay. Here are your inventions. The electron microscope, alkaline batteries, instant mashed potatoes, 5-pin bowling, the zipper, artificial cardiac pacemaker.
So you're saying all of these were actually invented by Canadians?
All of these were actual Canadian inventions, or invented by Canadians. Yes,
okay.
Most of them were invented in the United States by Canadians.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
I'm going to go with pacemaker, 5-pin bowling, zipper, mashed potatoes, battery, microscope.
Pretty close.
People don't value science. This is my assumption.
So the least, the lowest one on the list, it actually finished number 39 out of 50, was instant mashed potatoes.
Yeah, well, it's just unpalatable.
Coming in at 32nd was the alkaline battery. At 16th, the electron microscope.
Yeah, who needs science?
Yeah, no kidding. At number 8, the zipper. At number 6 overall, the artificial pacemaker.
Number 1, 5-pin bowling.
5-pin bowling came in 4th.
Wow.
On the list of greatest Canadian inventions.
We likes that 5-pin bowling.
We likes that 5-pin bowling. Here's the thing that I love. The top 5 for Canadian inventions, and I didn't want to put all these on the list because I thought it would be easy for you to identify the good ones. The top 5 all-time Canadian inventions as voted by Canadians.
Okay.
Number 1, insulin.
Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, saved a couple of people.
Nah, it's done all right.
Number 2, the telephone.
Yeah.
Although there's a huge debate over whether Bell counts as Canadian or European or American. But we're going to take them because
this is the thing with Canada. We just take them all.
if you live a day in Canada, you're Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. We've nationalized you. You're on a stamp. What you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? We're going to name businesses after you. It's a whole thing. Number 3, the light bulb. Oh, I can hear Americans going, wait a second. Edison invented that. He also invented a light bulb.
Is this a, what do you call that? When people invent stuff at the same
Inevitable discovery?
No, simultaneous or parallel inventions.
Yes. So we're taking the light bulb.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep. Number 4 was 5-pin bowling, like we discussed. And number 5, and you're welcome, world, the Wonder Bra.
That's, okay. Huh. I thought you were going to say like the Robertson screwdriver.
The Robertson screwdriver was number 7, after the artificial pacemaker.
Which, as Canadians and Australians know, is far superior to any other screwdriver you will ever use.
Have you ever stripped a Robertson head screw? Ever?
I have not.
No.
I've damaged the actual bit.
Yes.
But I've never wrecked it. Oh, no, you know what? I probably have, but I was using like a 3-inch construction screw. So, yeah.
Right.
They're flimsy. But my goodness. I haven't ever just about put one through my hand or something.
Yes.
Like, Phillips are terrible. I'm sorry.
I don't own a Phillips bit that isn't stripped.
No, they're awful.
Every single one.
Yeah, and you always got to find the one that just kind of fits the right way. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Robertson, was it a 2 or a 3?
You know why Americans don't know the glory of the Robertson screw?
It's the conspiracy.
Yeah, it's Ford.
Yeah.
Ford. He didn't want to pay the extra like 0.2 cents.
Licensing?
Yes.
No. If you've ever used a Robertson screw, you know the joys of life.
To use it is to love it.
Yeah, and then,
that should be number 1.
Then go take your insulin.
Just to round out the top 10, so 6 was our official pacemaker, 7 was the Robertson screw, 8 was the zipper, 9 was the electric wheelchair, and number 10, and there's nothing more Canadian than this particular thing, poutine. Does this even count as an invention?
Is it an invention or a war crime?
I don't. Full disclosure. I love me poutine.
I love the version of it I can eat.
Yes.
Poutine is phenomenal.
Yes, I agree. As a vegan, your poutine options are limited, whereas
It's very different.
I have gone to several different poutine restaurants that only make poutine.
Poutine is a phenomenal invention.
Yeah. It's like pizza. There's very few things you can add to poutine to make it bad. As long as you have cheese curds and gravy and fries.
It's death in a cup.
Oh, throw some pulled pork on that. Oh, forget it.
Just
a butter chicken poutine. Oh, so good.
Have a couple shots of maple syrup in between.
Yeah, maple syrup. I've had maple syrup on my poutine. Yeah. So good. No, poutine, I feel like it was not invented so much as like some stuff fell on the floor.
And lest our listeners think that we're, being high and mighty with our Canadian inventions, Canadians don't take these things that seriously.
No,
we do and we don't.
The fact that 5-pin bowling is in our top 5, I think tells you.
We know how stupid that is.
Yes, 5-pin bowling.
But yet we're proud of how stupid that is.
The fact that 5-pin bowling beat the zipper, beat the Canadarm, which is was used on the space shuttle.
Very important.
Launching all the satellites that are around the world. Standard time.
Standard time. Who needs standard time? Losers.
Radio voice transmission. The UV degradable plastics.
Whatever.
The goalie mask. Pablum. The walkie-talkie.
Still not getting
the paint roller.
I don't know.
The snowblower. Very important to Canadians.
Well, that one applies to Lego.
Yes. And what plexiglass is Canadian?
Cheapers.
The gravity suit that keeps pilots from blacking out in the air.
I don't know how often that comes into play.
Not very often. And of course, the caulking gun.
Yeah, whatever. It'll do in a pinch. I guess it beats trying to squeeze the solid tube with my hands.
Just using sheer strength. So that's the greatest Canadian inventions.
So now everybody knows that's your Canadian trivia that you two can pull out at cocktail parties. Hey, did you know what the Canadians invented? And everyone leaves the room.
Yes, or did you know what Canadians claim to invent?
Yes.
The light bulb. You'd have fun with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments that are going to come out of this. And everyone's like, and 5-pin bowling? What is that?
Yes, or if you're at a cafeteria and you're eating really cheap flaked mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes, you can just go, Canada.
Idiots.
Yeah. Thanks, Canada.
Way to go.
Again.
Let's not invade them.
But that's it. I think that we could probably do another hour on Canadian inventions.
I think they've had enough.
I've had enough.
So what else did we must have returned back to north? I mean,
Yeah.
once you go up north, it will live with you forever. So when did we return back?
Well, once again, Lego waited 14 years before heading back up north. But in 2014, they returned to the Arctic Circle with Lego City Arctic.
I
See
like
what
this
they did
one.
there. Yes, now we're into modern Lego sets, so they're nice and soft and round and look more like the things they're trying to look like.
And they kept the color scheme. Mm-hmm. They kept the overall look kind of, but changed the designs around.
Yeah, we got orange again. We got guys in parkas again.
Those nice blues.
Yeah, and they give us 10 sets. And this time, though, the one big change I've noticed is it appears that the emphasis is less on scientific exploration and more on mining and resource gathering.
Is this more blaming Canada? Hey guys, your natural gas explorations putting a bit of a hole in the environment up there.
Well, we got diamonds, we got oil, we got lots
true.
of things up there that people want.
Oh, Mother Nature.
Thank you for putting that.
And let's put it in Lego form.
And it's funny because Canada only has this land because the rest of the world was like, yeah, you can have that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead and push the people there off.
Yeah, we'll sign a treaty. We'll never want in there. And then later, we're just going to move our submarine through here. It's all cool, though. Don't worry about it. That's history, folks. You can look that up later.
History that no one cares about.
Oh. 5 guys. And
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
So what did this set bring us?
Well,
other than
we
the mining and
finally
exploration?
got the Huskies and dog sleds that we've been missing on our first 2 trips up north.
This is what people think
Yeah.
of when they think of the North.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
like what's the point of exploring the north if you don't have some dogs that you can use to pull you around,
Yeah.
or food if things get really bad.
At least it simulates some kind of reality.
And they look adorable, which is I think the best thing. I'm in a way I'm kind of glad they waited because the Lego does a much better job printing multicolors on rounded plastic now.
true.
So they look like Huskies and they're so cute. And then polar bears are back, which is nice. So I think Lego was saying, hey, we don't believe in global warming. We're going to give you the polar bear population is just as large as it was in 2000. So
And when is that oil shipment going to be here? We need it to make some more
plastic.
Huskies.
But overall, this is easily Lego's most prepared Arctic operation, as this time they brought along 3 snowmobiles, 4 ice cats, 2 airplanes, 3 helicopters, 1 ATV, 3 base stations, one of which was mobile, and 3 dog sleds with 12 dogs, and of course, a tent.
Nice.
Yeah.
And a boat if it warms up enough.
And a boat. I didn't. I just skipped right over boat. It's an awesome boat,
It
too.
is.
Yeah.
This whole...
It's an
really like
icebreaker.
these.
It doesn't even need to warm up.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is true. It's
Take
making
that,
way.
ice. I'll make my own path. Never been so mad at ice before.
No,
I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Like we said, all the sets in this line look great with all the beautiful orange coloring and nice details. But to me, to highlight one set, 60034 Arctic Helicrane. So this is a 262-piece air crane helicopter that looks like it means business. The other nice thing about it is the smallest set to include the dog sled.
Nice.
So the least amount of money for the most amount of dogs.
For the maximal cuteness.
Yes. It brings the toughness with the helicopter that picks up things, and then the dogs.
Awe factor.
Yeah, and I do love Lego sets where you've got 2 minifigures who have vastly different jobs. Like one guy's like, hey, I'm going to hang out here in this air-conditioned cockpit and never get out and just pick things up and move them. You take those dogs and go get me stuff to pick up.
That seems
We're going to give
fair.
you a chainsaw and a pickaxe. Go. He still looks at the dinosaur guy that
Exactly.
to be bait for the T-Rex. So, it could be worse, right? That was his last job, and I was doing this. So that was fun. There was one really weird set in this line, and it was set number 5002136, Arctic Accessory Set. And this is, I think, one of the oddest Lego sets in recent years. You got a 27-piece control panel build with a giant cardboard ice outcropping, and then a sheet of stickers to go with it. Now, Lego has not made very many cardboard pieces in recent years, but I guess they figured kids needed a way to make their Arctic sets feel a little more Arctic-y.
Well, I think there's a limit to the amount of white ice they could do. Like
Yeah.
the white pieces. Mm-hmm. This is like the Hoth problem again. It's like, do we have a nice big white base plate for this thing?
Yeah.
Or do we just here's some cardboard, make do?
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it is hard to have, if you're playing the Arctic, you want a big, vast white setting other than throwing a sheet down or something.
Yeah, or going out in the snow and ruining all the stickers on your set.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I could see that must have been, and that might be one of the hard things about this set, is that its playability is a little odd.
Yeah, I guess.
Contrasted with the rest of the stuff.
I would have just used my sheets if I was a kid.
Yeah, I think I would have done that.
And had white sheets.
Yeah, the pillow or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree. But,
well, we're in Canada, so we would get out that paint roller and just painted our floor white.
That's right.
Once again.
Thanks, Canadian inventors,
Yeah.
we'd say as we did it. And then we'd have a break and eat some poutine.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's a weird set. As far as I know, it was exclusive to the Lego store and Shop at Home, though I never saw it there. But then again, I certainly wasn't looking for it.
No, I think your eyes would have danced over this one.
Yes, it's entirely... I often do on some of those smaller weird sets that have accessories in them. I definitely saw the tent accessory one. And I thought, I want that, and then never got it, and I regret it. And I am sad.
Your eyes, deep sadness that only poutine. How many years now then until we're going to see Arctic again?
Well, judging by Lego's now established 14-year breaks between mounting Arctic adventures,
are we going to be retired?
I imagine we'll see our next Arctic sets in 2028.
I'll only be 95 years old. Or something.
I feel like the color scheme will be green on this one. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's actually going to be like a tropical set.
Lego Arctic, it'll have sets like Lakeside Lodge.
Look at all the parrots.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Polar Bear Graveyard. Things like that. It'll be
a little sign pointing to the Polar Bear Graveyard. Oh.
Yeah, fun stuff. I don't know. Should Lego return to the North faster this time?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I think looking at the job they did last time.
Yeah, I agree. I would like
do some more of that.
I agree. Maybe not next year. Maybe not the year after.
Yeah.
But soon. And for the rest, no, wait, that's a different.
No.
But soon.
We need some more plot. There's got to be some exciting stuff going on up north.
I don't think we're going to see seal hunt set.
No.
Or even seals in it.
Might not be any whaling sets.
No.
I don't know what. Maybe that's the problem, is that they just are not creative enough in there. There's the Northern Winter Games that takes place every year. We could have Northern Winter Game set.
I don't know if that has that worldwide appeal.
It does. It's international.
Yes, but
you have not watched sports until you watch the Northern Winter Games. It's the best, dude. It is the best. I'm sincere. It is awesome. The Russians,
you
the
watch
Japanese,
no sports whatsoever, and yet
I lived up where we got Northern TV, and that was a thing. And I was like, this is the best thing I have ever seen. Dudes do this squatting thing where they try and kick like a hacky sack up that's tied up way up high, and like bizarre sports. But everybody, all the places that have northern countries, or all the northern countries, all attend this. So it is an international thing.
I'm just upset that there's a sports thing that you have watched that I have not. I'm going to...
You haven't lived till you've watched it.
As soon as we stop recording here, I'm hitting YouTube to try to find the Northern Winter Games.
Everyone should do.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I guess my last question is, should Canadians not worry about what the rest of the world thinks of us?
Are we capable of that?
Well...
the fact that we asked that question.
We're like that friend you have that's super insecure, but pretends that he's not insecure.
This suit looks good on me, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? Does it make me look skinny? It's making me look skinny.
Now, the U.S. knows I was kidding when I said that, right? They know that we're kidding?
Yeah,
and the truth is, they don't know that you said it.
Please don't bomb us. Yeah.
Yeah. We probably should chill out a little bit. And we're totally gonna. And if we've offended you, there's only one thing to say.
Hey, you democratic socialists.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Until next time, you've been Jeff.
And I think you're still James.